France under what could be its biggest strike day in years. You're looking here, if we can pull it up for you. Well, we were going to pull up some live pictures out of Paris, but I can tell you that some 800,000 people are expected on the streets to protest against the government's planned budget cuts. Teachers, transport workers and hospital staff among those that have stopped work nationwide. It is a rare show of unity among trade unions who called the labour action to voice their persistent anger at a proposed government budget cut that saw the ouster of then Prime Minister Francois Bayrou. The proposal suggested cuts to welfare payments among various measures to curb France's ballooning debt. Now, Cullen is covering the developments for CNA live from Paris. Now, Ross, as you look around, what are you seeing on the streets of Paris now?
Well, the demonstrations began this morning, Jill, in Nantes. We have seen clashes between protesters and police. People have been injured in Lyon. There is a major march taking place in Marseille, France's second biggest city, where the far-left leader Jean-Luc Mélenchon has been taking part. We have seen demonstrations also in Toulouse, in Rennes, in Brittany. So all of the major cities are holding their demonstrations this morning, and over lunchtime, Paris, the march has just got underway. We do expect it could be the biggest day of protest action since 2023, the pension reforms then. So in 2 years, we are expecting 800,000 people to be demonstrating during the day today in all of the cities combined. One of the sectors that is being impacted is the pharmacy sector. You can see this closed drugstore behind me with red poster on the far side saying we are closed today, the 18th of September, in order that we won't be closed forever. They're just one of the sectors taking part. We know that 45% of teachers are walking out, so many schools are impacted. Transport workers as well. There's only a couple of the lines of the Paris Metro which are working, the automated driverless lines. Everything else has come to a halt. Firefighters are walking out. The only slightly saving grace for the government was that air traffic controllers said they would not be striking this afternoon, so it does seem that there is less of an impact in terms of the airport, but that's the overall picture in terms of this nationwide protest movement, even going as far as France's territories in the Caribbean.
Yeah, now I'm just wondering what options does Mr. Macron have left to navigate out of the crisis?
Well, the responsibility will be on his newly appointed Prime Minister, Sébastien Lecornu. There are many reasons why people are protesting today, from the pension reforms, which I mentioned before, to the cost of living crisis, the general sense of a lack of productivity, people calling for more taxes, people calling for fewer taxes. One of the reasons that there is also a big demonstration is the so-called Zuckman tax proposed by the economist Gabriel Zuckman. He says by targeting the 2,000 wealthiest households in France, and by putting an extra 0.01% tax there, you can recoup more than $20 billion that way without having to impose stringent savings, because there's also a demonstration, part of that, which is against austerity. So he's only been in power since last week, so only 1 week into the job, and he's already faced two major demonstrations, the Block Everything movement on the 10th of September, and then this mass union movement, which is much more organised and much more formal, is much more of what we expected. Last week was more of a decentralised, internet-run, fragmented demonstration. This time around, it's something that we are used to seeing, those huge marches through different cities across France, increasing the pressure on Sébastien Lecornu, the new Prime Minister, who, as yet, Jill, has not yet named his new cabinet.
Okay, thanks for keeping on top of all that for us. Cullen covering those developments for CNA Live from Paris.